University.
Aggie Bright.
Whose professional journey reflects leadership, service, and commitment to excellence. Dr. G is what she told me I could say. Dr. G, Gladden Green, is an alumna of North Carolina A&T again, and her work continues to positively impact students, professionals, and communities. Her impact, her academic preparation and professional experiences exemplify the values of scholarship, resilience, and purpose that define both the Aggie tradition and the McNair Scholars Program. Before Dr. D comes forth, we're going to see a short video, and I tell you to hold tight, get ready for Dr. D and whatever she has to present. Let's give her a warm welcome. And we'll cue the video at this time.
Before there were laboratories, there was curiosity. Before there were titles, there were role models. Before there was mastery, there was belief of belonging, and belief became innovation. Because curiosity does not end with success, it multiplies when shared. That story is not just about one man or one woman. It's about what happens when curiosity is nurtured, access becomes intentional, and excellence is expected.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Ford, for sharing with the people in this room a little bit about me, but we've gathered here today to celebrate and to remind ourselves that legacy is sustainable if we continue to sow seeds that fuel the future. I am especially appreciative of Dr. Chantal Fleming and the Symposium Organizing Committee. I thank you for this opportunity to share on this year, the 40th anniversary of when treasures began to come out of the Challenger tragedy. We honor the leaders of North Carolina A&T State University and recognize the sponsors of this event, distinguished guests, but most importantly, you, the students, and those who mentor, advise, encourage our students. We can all agree that the life and legacy of Dr. Ronald E. McNair is instrumental in bringing us together today. Now, I'm just going to say this because I believe that there are enough elders in the room who can think about a time when we didn't have to face the destruction of our Constitution and our civil rights and privileges in this room, that we benefited from that. But now you guys have some unique challenges that I did not have coming through. So I just have to say that not too long ago, the Ronald E. McNair TR/IO's program was being under attack. Many universities lost their funding in this time. So it's not just his legacy that we're here. I believe there's somebody who sits high and looks low, who thought it not robbery to allow us to gather together today. It is not by accident, nor is it coincidence that we're here having this conversation. And I know that I probably can't tell you anything that you don't already know about Dr. McNair. But perhaps I can share a few things that might stick with you. So if you take nothing else during our time together, I would hope that you can retain this. Intellectual curiosity is the crucible within which change takes place. So I would ask you to always ask why. It will open a door for you. Always imagine beyond what is already known. Question things. And then we can become like jet fuel, allowing McNair's legacy to continue to soar. We can speak of the obvious parallels that I share with Dr. Ronald McNair, Carolina born, himself, New York, NCA&T physics majors, MIT graduates, and believe it or not, my paternal grandmother, her name is Amanda McNair Strickland. And yet there's even more parallels that each one of you have to the legacy of Dr. McNair. Anyone who can think about, you want to know something. All of us want to know things, but there's some of us that can't sleep until we answer that question. That's something we share with him. We're searching for answers about a lot of things. I had an opportunity to pause over at the poster presentations, and I can tell you that I was delighted to cross paths with some technology. Mr. Wesley shared with me the work that he's been doing, and he said, "Do you have any background in this?" So yes, I do. I did groundbreaking work with atomic layer epitaxy of gallium arsenide, gallium aluminum arsenide. I still get excited when I think about making nano, and I guess even it's probably going beyond nano microelectronics for the purposes of operating battery-powered devices. The computers that probably some of my predecessors used took up this whole room, and I was instrumental and involved in bringing it down to the palm of your hand. So yes, I have some background in that. But it started with a kernel of curiosity, and it started with individuals who encouraged me right from this institution. In fact, I graduated from Smith High School here in Greensboro, and my high school physics teacher, Mr. Huffaker, was one of the ones that inspired me to major in physics. And so when I think about Dr. Sandine and Dr. Williams and Dr. Gilchrist, people who poured into me, I hope to pour a little bit of what they gave me into you. You gotta think about it. Maybe you can feel it. Maybe you are in the third year getting ready to graduate and come out of your T.R.I.O program. But that energy that shaped and fueled Dr. McNair's life, his brilliance, his distinctive and unique contributions, that same energy continues to feed us today. Scientists ask why. Engineers oftentimes ask how. CEOs ask how much. Just a little inside humor. I do run my own consulting firm. I teach. I write. I want you to think about the fact that you may never end up in a STEM field, but your knowledge that you gain by investing in research, that is going to be transferable to anywhere you go and whatever you do. So I want to encourage you to do the hard things, to ask the hard questions. You don't always get the final answer, but there is nothing that is lost. You learn even when the experiment doesn't prove your hypothesis. Intellectual curiosity takes one to never-ending places. It helps us to not just worry about or think about why, but we say, why not? We don't just think about scenarios in which someone said, what is? We say, what's next? So let your divergent flag fly high. Do those things, ask those questions, think about the problem in a different way. Because indeed, that's what caused us to have the ability to project on a screen, to write in devices that hover and not come in direct contact. All of those things were done because some undergraduate researcher somewhere looked at the problem a little bit differently, without disciplinarian blinders, enabling unconventional solutions. I had a chance to look at some of the posters, and I was so blessed by the fact that the research wasn't just in high-tech areas. There were things that addressed social and political questions that we need to know more about. We need to be those ones that challenge us and push us a little bit further. Very much appreciate it. I don't remember the young man's name, how he explained to me he wanted to talk about the God factor, right? What's God got to do with it? Well, you're in good company if you want to have that conversation after I come down from here. But somewhere I read that the heart of discerning individuals will acquire knowledge, for the ears of the wise will seek it out. Dr. McNair, an illustrious and celebrated son of this institution, walked the same halls in Martina Hall that I did, not merely seeking knowledge, but he was seeking the answers that would take him to the next step, knowing that it wasn't the final step. His journey took him beyond gravity, beyond expectation, and beyond history. It didn't begin in space. It didn't even begin at A&T and MIT. It began with a question. What else is possible? The research that students do in this room have embarked upon and will reset, I think, new norms. Research itself is about legacy. I mentioned that before. And answers you find now will become the basis of questions that others will have to come. Undergraduate research transforms students from passive consumers of knowledge into active producers of discovery. And yet, the crucible of curiosity is not always a comfortable place to be. Sometimes it gets hot. Sometimes there's pressure. Other times, you're just being refined. Curiosity is not born in times of ease, but is born in times like these, where we need to forge beyond the challenges that we see. But somewhere I read that to everything there is a season and a time for purpose under the sun. Dr. McNair's season was one of breaking barriers in the sky. Our season is one of breaking barriers in systems, technologies, leaderships, and indeed politics. And yet, the same fire that fueled him fuels us. Courage, confidence, curiosity. These are critical for thriving in the crucible of which I mentioned. So I just want you to remember what I shared earlier. Ask questions. Ask why. Do so with courage to open a door. Imagine beyond what is known. Become that jet fuel, allowing McNair's legacy of excellence to soar. Universities with strong undergraduate research cultures show higher rates of technology transfer and innovation driven by economic growth. And to our mentors and our advisors, those who sponsor our research, our universities, the research is not a training exercise, although I do enjoy playing in a sandbox. That means that when I don't know what I'm doing research. I'm taking knowledge to the next level. It is the foundation, the engine of curiosity towards innovation and impact. By empowering students to participate in real discovery, institutions cultivate the next generation of scholars and innovators and product developers whose work will shape knowledge in our society. Albert Einstein once said, the important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Someone a little more closer to me, to whom I not only share this love for STEM, but also this love for that pink and green. Miss Mae Jemison said, don't let anyone rob you of your imagination, your creativity, your curiosity. It is your place in the world. It's your life. And so I say to you in closing, I told you I wouldn't be before you long. Challenge everything before you because you don't know till you know. You have a gift. Some 40 years ago, I sat in these seats, and I didn't know all that would come before me. But what I know now is that sometimes we're called to teach, but the end all is that we are called to touch. So do that. Thank you.